Manchester United 2, West Ham 1. Manchester United win their first preseason match. It was good. Lots of pros for Manchester United. I feel like Bruno with the brace was a big one. Amram looking a little frustrated there at the second half. There was a drop-off when we changed all the players, but a huge win, MetLife Stadium, North Jersey. Let's go.
Exactly what United need. First win of the proper summer tour in the States, the Premier League Summer Series. Manchester United 2, West Ham 1. Like you said, I think United went strong with that opening 11. We got a goal early. Aiden Heaven dragged down, using a little bit of his acting skills as well to make the most of it. Early penalty. Bruno slots it home. United decent off the ball. I thought we pressed really well. I thought when we won the ball back, though, we would turn it over. We looked just kind of all over the place. Very scratchy from an attacking perspective. The players not really knowing which runs to make. Højlund had a big chance that was blasted off one of the posts. But otherwise, good defensively. I thought the back three played really well with De Ligt as the anchor and the youngsters, Aiden Heaven and Lenny Euro. But attack is still a challenge. Højlund is still an issue, but a good test of fitness, a good victory as well. But a big drop-off for that first squad versus the second squad. And like you said, our manager, Ruben Amorim, did not look thrilled. Hard man to please.
Hard man to please indeed. Let's go through the starting 11. We had Bayindir in net. We had Heaven at left center back, De Ligt in the middle, Euro right center back. We had Ugarte, Menu midfield 2. We had Ahmad right wing back, Dogu left wing back, Cunha, Bruno splitting the roles of 10, and we had Højlund up top. I thought this was a much stronger 11 from Ruben Amorim than when he started against Leeds. Leeds was a mix of players in both halves with a full change at halftime. This time, there looks to be a starting 11. It went late into the mid-60s before he changed it all. So this is coalescing to be what might be the team that starts against Arsenal. But this is kind of like the top 11 right now.
And that's something that's a little surprising to see. A couple of things that were surprising to see this early in preseason, right? It's only the second game of preseason. You usually don't see them go so late like they did today. Usually wholesale changes at halftime, or maybe they play 55 minutes. They went to 65 minutes. And like you said, very much a change from the first game against Leeds where it was a mixed match. Some of the strong players in the first half, some of the strong players in the second half. This was definitely close to your strongest starting 11 with players available. Maguire maybe is the only change with De Ligt, but I think even De Ligt stepped up in those opening 66 minutes. And certain things look good. I thought Ugarte and Menu had a good half and a good 60 minutes beyond that. They were like pressing well, winning the ball back. But whenever we win the ball back, the subsequent pass was scratchy. The runs were off. So I think that's something that United knows they need to work on. But the fitness looked good. The pressing looked pretty good. It was patchy at times, sometimes unequal. But I thought Dogu and Ahmad got involved more and more as the game went on. But encouraging. But the striker and just the ability of the attack to link up still looks really off.
No, and I think the attack is really going to be the issue for Manchester United. Don't forget to smash the like button on this live stream. Also subscribe to the American Red Devils if you haven't already for the channel. Just looking tactically, the build-up play for Ruben Amorim, he was still bringing De Ligt in the midfield here with Ugarte. I thought that looked sharper, but United much more in control of the ball, and we saw the back three with the midfield 2 of Menu and Ugarte, with Menu actually pushing up and Bruno kind of dropping down, which I thought was very effective. And then the issues in attack were Ahmad wasn't getting high. He wasn't making those threatening runs in behind. We did see one. It was called offsides where he did score. I feel like that's where he's the most dangerous. Højlund still, his positional issues remain. He's kind of dropping deep, not threatening the center backs in behind, so there's still issues there. I would like to see Ahmad pushing up higher on the field. Cunha getting the ball, making those blasting runs inside. We didn't see that from Cunha today. Very few explosive runs like we saw against Leeds. So United overall, while the build-up and the back three was solid with Menu, Ugarte in the midfield, it was really the attacking 5 here where Ahmad was pinned back. Dogu kind of got caught out a few times up top, and Heaven had to bail him out. Even that goal that Bowen scored was an issue where Dogu was caught up high and Heaven wasn't wise to it. So much more discipline from the back 5. It's really the attack and the transitions that we struggled with. Like if Acuna won the ball, it'd be a bad pass right away, or there wasn't that threatening run in from the wing backs where Dogu and Ahmad weren't getting up the pitch in these dangerous areas in the final third, linking up with Højlund or dragging it back for Cunha and Bruno and making our lives a lot easier in the attack. So tactically, I think United much more sound defensively, but We need some chemistry in attack that will come. And Bumo also didn't feature. He was not on the bench either. So we're going to see him hopefully later in preseason. Apparently it's a fitness issue, but lots to work on for Ruben Amram. And like you said, he was pretty frustrated in the second half.
He's a manager that wears his heart on his sleeve for sure, Mr. Honesty. But, encouraging things today. I think Heaven and Euro are going to be difficult to push out of this 11. They had some moments where they slipped up, but I thought the way they covered for the team while the front, 5 really kind of pressed pretty well at times. When they got the ball, they didn't look great, but Cunha's work ethic, I think you pair that with Ahmad's work ethic, Bruno, of course, and then in Bumo, when he comes in, we've seen his press stats. That is going to be something where United's going to be very, very dangerous in that front third of the pitch. But how do they, what do they do when they actually get the ball? And I think today, that's an area they need to work on. The midfield was encouraging. I thought Ugarte and Menu were able to stretch the pitch at times. And you're kind of seeing those two, maybe they come as your kind of default holding two. Bruno, you can play him wherever. He's effective in the front. He's effective behind. He was dropping deeper, I think, at times because it took a little bit for Ugarte and Menu to get involved in the game. So this 11, I thought showed some moments. So getting into the stats, if you will, United out-edged West Ham slightly on overall shots, 15 shots for United to 9 for West Ham, and 5 on target for Manchester United to West Ham's 3. They obviously scored a second half goal right before the first team squad came off. I think the United looked pretty leggy at this point. It was a very preventable goal. Aiden Heaven kind of caught, but I think everybody was kind of leggy, tracking back. Dogu looked a lot out of it, as did the midfield. So not great. Also wasn't perfect from Bayern as well, but it's a victory nonetheless. And I think baby steps versus what we saw from Leeds last weekend.
Yeah, and like you said, it was just scrappy all around. And we're talking about practice. You can't kill the lads. It's a positive. It's a win. We beat West Ham. We struggled against these teams in the league. You got to say, hey, there's pros, much more organized at the back, much more confident. Heaven, Euro really stepping into those roles. Maguire also looked good when he ended up coming on. DeLitt improving from Leeds. Fitness is getting there, but that sharpness in passing and the chemistry in attack, it will come. We just have to give it time. Amram obviously looks like a man who doesn't have a lot of time. He's feeling the pressure already in preseason. He's going to be putting a lot of demands on these players, and they're either going to thrive. Pressure will either make diamonds or break you, and we're going to see that this preseason. We got Bournemouth midweek. We won't be live for that game. We did live stream this one. We'll be live for Everton at the weekend, so please subscribe to the channel. We're getting you a lot more live content. Get your questions in the chat. We're going to run through that right here. Potato Grifter, positives, no injuries. Starter looked better than last week. Totally agree. Dylan, what does Martinez look like after his knee? If he's back up to speed, our starting center backs have to be DeLitt, Magoo, and Martinez with Shaw and Ahmad on the wing. What do you make of that?
I mean, that's the interesting thing. We talked about it in the first half. This is the area where the squad is quite uneven. We all of a sudden, especially if you lump Shaw and Mazraoui in his options for your back three, for your center backs, you just have all of a sudden you have a shit ton of options. And then you have these youngsters, Aiden Heaven, Lenny Euro, 18, 19 years old, that are going to be pushing players that you'd think, of course, DeLitt's going to start. Of course, Martinez is going to start, World Cup winner. But at the same time, they look pretty dangerous. I think maybe anything, it's that anchor that's up for grabs. Magoo seems to be locked on that as well. So I don't know what he's going to do. I think that's an area where we're going to actually have competition, that the cream will rise to the top. But those youngsters, I thought, were very effective, winning the ball back, showing good levels of energy. Martinez, he's now had 2 major injuries. How does he respond from that? That's going to be a question to keep an eye on. Also, DeLitt.
He has no chill either. The problem with Martinez is that when he gets in, you love the butcher because he's going to put something on everybody. And that's the problem with him too. Including his injury, he's got just too much dog in him. And Amram's got to know how you hold him back and get him the reps over time to ensure that he doesn't get hurt again. Because one more injury and that's pretty much it. Corey Lynch, did Xerxes die? They didn't tell us. Corey, he's actually injured. We talked about that during the live stream. We looked it up. He's training with Martinez and Onana. It must be a knock. We don't know exactly what it is, but we do need Xerxes to get fit. Kevakazi, I'm looking forward to see Mbomo starting aside Cunha and Bruno. I really do think he will be the glue in the front line. If that's the case, you're looking at a Bruno false 9. I like the idea of the Bruno false 9. We need to see it. Him and the 2, Garte and Menu look like the best options unless we're going to go and get a Paulinho on loan or something like that. But right now, that could be like I said, Amram doesn't really like to go that way. He's not really flexible. He's not playing fantasy football. So, Bruno Fernandes, like false nine.
Because, I mean, there were a lot of issues. Rasmus Højlund wasn't the only issue up front. But if you look at this performance, especially the first 65 minutes, last 25 minutes, a lot of subs, wasn't nearly as meaningful in terms of getting an impression about how we're going to link up early in the season. It's like the attack's the issue. You're going to throw whatever you can at it. Højlund looked off, but at the same time, when Cunha was winning the ball back, when Bruno was winning the ball back, we were making the wrong passes, giving the ball away. So I think that's an area where you definitely need to strengthen, the big three, goalie, number 9, and a number 6. I think the priority has got to be, and it's obvious in this game, it's number 9. Take the pressure off Højlund, give someone for him and Cheeto to learn from. At the same time, can our manager get creative in terms of playing one of the new players as number 9? That front three, if it is Cunha and Bumo and Bruno, they can switch, they can rotate throughout the game because they all can do a job there in the false 9. So the manager's going to have to be more flexible than he likes to be because he's been a stubborn bastard. But he doesn't have a round peg for every round hole, and he's going to have to be creative in terms of how he links players up, especially with Martinez coming in. You can push him into midfield. I know that's a little crazy, but people have talked about it. You really want Ugarte to kind of grab that position this year because we paid big money from last season. We need him to come good. He looked good today, especially next to Kobe and his work rate. So
we need both these players to have better seasons than they did last year. Look, we got Bruno Fernandes here, interview post-game, West Ham. Let's hear what the captain has to say.
No, I felt good. Training sessions have been very, very good. We have been doing very well. Obviously tough ones, but to prepare ourselves for this kind of game. So it's good, obviously, to win the games. Even being a friendly, we want to win every game to prepare ourselves in the best way, and obviously to go into the season in a positive way.
After 70 minutes, obviously there was a lot of changes, a lot of substitutions, but how do you view overall the first 70 and then the last 20 or so?
Overall, the game was good. I think we were very good on the ball. In some moments, we could have done longer possessions as the manager was asking us. We rushed a little bit in the last third to get our chance, to get our goals. We have to work on that to be more able to get into the final third.
Interesting. He's talking, the manager's asking for longer possessions, not as quick transitions. Let us know who's your man of the match. Get it in the chat. Bruno with the brace, probably him. Let us know if it's anybody else. Also, smash the like button. Help the ARD, up the ARD. Appreciate everybody on the live stream. Look, Bruno's got to say it. Pretty vanilla from the captain. He had 2 goals. Training's hard. We're trying hard. We didn't do everything the manager wanted. I think this is the theme.
And I think we're gonna have to be patient with this side. I know Ruben Amorim, he's on the hot seat. Like the pressure is on, given how he finished last season and given our start in the EPL in the first 5 games. But at the same time, it's like Cunha is gonna need time to settle, and Bumo is gonna need time to settle. If and when we get a number 9, he's gonna need time. That's a whole new front three all of a sudden. That's brand new to this team. It hasn't played together. That always takes time. It's gonna take time for Liverpool. They're paying big money for new players coming from a different league. We have players who are used to the league, but they're not used to playing together. And I can't really excuse all of that today because they were just some bad passes, but I think that will take time. So United fans need to be patient. We need to weather the storm, and that's where the defense, looking solid against a weak West Ham side, is encouraging. I also thought the fitness was much better today, even in a week versus Leeds. Off the ball, we were really good. On the ball, not so much.
Yeah, and the manager, he wants the best out of these players. I think it's very clear, and seeing the frustrations for him is definitely a tell. Ben Hall, slight emergence of patterns of play. Mainu dictating with a deft touch. I thought he did great as well. The press is certainly quicker. We're moving collectively as a team up the field. We looked a lot more aggressive as well. 7 out of 10. Look, this one for me, it's probably 6.2, only because it was a little sloppy. But, if you ask me defensively, it dominated 8, 9, attack 4, 7, it's like pretty low. Just like, is it attractive attack to watch? You're getting like kind of a gift of a penalty, keeper error. Yeah, concede one to, what I'm saying? I'm just looking for more of like consistent shots on target, patterns of play, getting the wing backs involved. I'm waiting for that. Ahmad and Dogu really got pinned back. They struggled to get up the pitch. You need to get Ahmad involved in that run diagonally. Cunha central. It just kind of, we didn't play to our strengths today. It's going to take time. We're talking about practice here. You can't kill them, but I'm just saying that it was out of balance as far as where we excelled and, where we struggled today. What do you give I gave it 6-2.
Yeah, I think given the context, I give it somewhere in that range, 6 to 7, because it was uneven. Like I thought we did really well off the ball. I thought I was encouraged by that, the level of fitness, the level of work rate, also the way he's setting things up ahead of the the kind of the back six in terms of the goalie, the wingbacks. But I thought like the midfield was good in terms of Mano and Garte's work rate. It's just as soon as we got the ball, we would turn it over or make the wrong pass or rush things. So I think it's encouraging. It's preseason. It's a workout. It's practice. Nobody got injured. I thought encouraging in terms of the first 11. Worrisome in terms of the drop-off. The drop-off was like severe in terms of how bad our second 11 is. There's a lack of depth in the side.
Arsenal.
No Europe. But we can put together a decent 11. I need that attack to continue to coalesce. I want to see Mbumo feature in the next game on Wednesday against Bournemouth. And just give this team reps. Let's weather the storm. There's a storm coming. We need to just hang on because we got some really tough games. But this team defensively looks all right. I just think we need to pitch. We need to stitch a whole 11 together and figure out how to play as a unit, how to play cohesively. And there's a lot of questions for Ruben Amorim. Who's that back three? He's got way too many options almost in back three. When you consider Luke Shaw, that Martinez is going to be coming back soon, Mazraoui as well. So. Either way, we need a number 9. That's so clear from this. Cheeto Obi, Hoyland,
Incomplete team. And like this manager's one arm behind his back, incomplete team. Look, that is it. That's the live stream. Appreciate you. Post-match recap. Like, subscribe to the channel. Also, comment below. Let us know what you like. We're getting these live streams up and going. We got the match live streams. We're going to be doing more of them. We're going to do post-match live as well. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you don't like. Comment below on the takes, the team, man of the match. Get it going, sir. We appreciate everybody. You can support the podcast. Check out everything in the video description. We got our Discord channel. You got our newsletter. You want the top stories in your email inbox? Click on that. AmericanRedDevils.com/newsletter. Sign up. Get it in your inbox every single Wednesday. We sort through all the nonsense, all the low-tier journos to get you the best Manchester United news. You can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/AmericanRedDevils store. Got merch in the channel below. We got it at our store, AmericanDevils.store. Support us. Support this club. Up the ARD, sir. Bringing it in for 25-26. Cannot wait. Glory, glory, Man United. Take us out.